Hi, I'm Danny, and this is my story. So even though I became a Christian early on, I would say my early stages of my faith was my pre-teen years into my teenage years. That's when I really started to appreciate, understand, and grasp a lot of biblical content, I guess you could say. After Faith Fellowship, we moved to Hope Community Church in Hudson. They had a very good youth program there. So I really started to get involved instantly with the youth group, once a week, sometimes even twice a week, depending on when that was. I was actively involved on Sunday as well with Hope Community Church, with the youth group. And a big part that influenced my faith was starting missions trips, because I started entering that age where I could go on missions trips and retreats. And the first retreat I went on was back in 2003, and I met two of my best friends, Trevor and Jeff. And those were two people that, at that stage in my life, really held me accountable. They challenged me, they questioned me, they encouraged me, they held me accountable, which is what I needed at that early 12, 13-year-old life. And being on those mission trips were great too, because I was able to see just how blessed I am and just how other areas of the world really not only need Christ, but they need support to get to know Him as well. And we went to Athens, Ohio, and that was my first real missions trip back in 2004. And I went with Jeff, I went with Trevor, and from there I got to know more of the youth group as well. But it was big for me to be able to help with the Vacation Bible School on that trip, because I got to see these children that did not own crayons. We got to give them crayons, and they didn't have that. They didn't have transportation services to get there, so we would get the shuttles and help the children get there. They loved that we offered lunch and dinner. They thought it was fantastic. So that was an eye-opener to me, just how, as a young teenager, just how this world is. It really needs God. It really does, and it needs people to be able to do that as well. If it wasn't for me there, those children would have never been touched if I would not have been there, or if our church would not have been there. Looking back, seeing how God kind of shaped me, molded me along those years, God was putting in my life lifelong friends that I still know today that continue to influence me. Trevor and Jeff are still in my life. They still influence me in a good way. In the moment, it might just seem like these are just my best friends, and they're fun, but having those two guys in my life were just incredible. My brother and sister also continue to hold me accountable at an early age. They would challenge me. They'd say, "Danny, did you read your Bible? Danny, did you do this?" And in addition to that, being able to get tween books about Christianity, and reading not just your Bible, but biblical content that is able to help me with the struggles of being a teenager, with bullying, and so many other aspects of being a teen. It's difficult. That looking back at all of that, just how able to use those resources and having those people in my life positively impact me, prepared me for young adulthood or mid-adulthood, even my current life right now. So those were fantastic opportunities, and I'm glad that they were part of my life.